last night while not smoking a full pack of cigarettes. An elite committee of experts, analysts, and people who have roses in the Rams colorway in their browser history fought and toiled and burned the midnight oil to deliver the best segment in all of sports television. It's an honor and a privilege. It's time for wild card tears.
Wow.
Thank you, KW.
Can't wait
Why
for this.
would I have Googled roses in the Rams colorway when those flowers are sent to me? It doesn't narrative.
Buddy, IT told me it was in your browser history.
Fair point. Fresh new eliminations.
Tough one.
Bucks and Ravens. Man, I gotta tell you, seeing the Chiefs there, seeing the Bucks there, thank God the Ravens are there too. I mean, if that
You'd have been in for it.
I'd have just been all alone. All right,
I
Bob,
still got the Packers, though.
you do still have the Packers. That is true. Both my Super Bowl teams eliminated before the playoffs. Massive embarrassment. There's no way around it. Bottom of the tiers. Sorry. A loss is a win. And here's what I mean. If somehow the Panthers win this game, they're going to convince themselves Bryce is the guy. And I understand this seems mean, and congrats on winning the division. Tying your future long-term with real money to Bryce Young is not the right decision.
So you think if they win that game, they're going to pay?
If they win a playoff game and he's the #1 overall pick
No
and
way.
they've improved each year, they certainly are going to pick up the 5th-year option, which is a lot of money for a #1 overall pick. Like I'm just telling you, a loss is not a bad thing for the Panthers this weekend.
Hater.
I'm sorry.
That's
Just
team.
win a round. Now, I'm not just saying this because the Packers beating Danny's Bears and the Chargers beating Wild's Patriots would just be amazing for the show, but also on the Packers side of things. I really do like Matt LaFleur as a coach. I just don't know him as a guy. He could be a jerk. I doubt it.
He's a
Seems
good
like a nice
coach.
guy.
Seems like a nice guy.
Seems like a nice guy,
He
but I
should
don't
not
know.
be on the hot
I don't know.
seat.
He's a better coach than he is person. No, I'm just kidding. I have no idea. But fact of the matter is, last year with Rodgers, they're 8-8, trying to win in your end game to be the 7th seed. His first year with Love, they win 9 games, they're the 7th seed. Last year they win 11 games, they're the 7th seed. This year they win 9 games, they're the 7th seed. They have only won 1 playoff game in this stretch. It was a great playoff game, and the playoff performance last year against Philly was very uninspiring. Just win a round and be like, hey, win all in this offseason, dealt with injuries, but at least we're feeling good. And the Chargers, the Herbert having not won a playoff game noise, even though they're the 7th seed, even though they're on the road, even though they're an underdog, it's just going to get louder. You win 1 game, nobody cares you get popped in round 2. It's a wildly successful season. Trendy winner, and here's what I mean. Someone is going to win this game, and whoever wins this game, the Tuesday after this game, you know what's going to be on every show from at least one person? You do not want to play. Aaron Rodgers? Have you back-to-back? What, one final push, a game away from a conference championship game? Or the Texans haven't lost since Halloween. DeMeco Ryans' defense, it's inevitable. Somebody has to win that game, and that team immediately will be considered far more dangerous than they probably are. So whoever wins that game will be the trendy team to be scared of for the Denver Broncos or whomever. Nothing would surprise me. I would not be surprised if Christian McCaffrey runs wild, if Brock Purdy has an awesome game, and the Niners offense against an Eagles team that we think avoided any type of supernatural funk, but might have just played the Raiders and the Commanders and eked out a 13-12 win against Buffalo. The Eagles team goes quietly into the night like it did 2 years ago. It also wouldn't surprise me if the Eagles say, all we have to do is stop Christian McCaffrey. Our defense is awesome. And that Eagles offense gets rolling against a very beat up and Niners defense that can't get to the quarterback. So Niners showing up in the conference championship game would not surprise me. Niners losing by 17 in Philadelphia would not surprise me. Obviously flawed but frightening. Bears-Eagles. Obviously flawed. The Bears defense is bad, and the offense doesn't ever, hum at a cool, crisp 71 degrees. It's always either 99 and scorching or 35 degrees.
Hotel room.
Right, exactly right. And the Eagles' offense has been bad all year. Not hit and miss. The last time the Eagles scored more than 20 points against a playoff team was Week 3 against the Rams. More than 20 points, and they played I think 7 games. They played a tough schedule. But they're, because of how prolific the Bears' offense is and how good they are at turning you over, and because the Eagles are the defending Super Bowl champions, they're obviously frightening. Wildly impressive, wholly untested. It's both the teams, KW.
That's true.
It's the 32nd ranked strength of schedule against the 31st ranked strength of schedule. But the resumes, just as far as for the Broncos, who they've beaten and the comebacks. For the Patriots, how they're clobbering teams. The overall records for both these teams sitting at 14 wins apiece. And I feel similarly, to be honest, more about Drake May than Bo Nix about this, as far as wildly impressive but wholly untested. Bo Nix has been partially impressive but untested. Drake May has been wildly impressive but untested, but that's the same with their teams. Fork in the road for both of these quarterbacks. Trevor Lawrence. 2 years into the league, it was all going according to plan. Top 7 MVP, as everyone remembers. One of the greatest playoff comebacks in the history of the league. Lost to Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs. Kind of a rite of passage for AFC quarterbacks. It was all going the way it was written back when you were the Gatorade High School Player of the Year. It's gone a bit awry. You win this football game, all of a sudden, you're going to finish top 7 MVP again. He is. You beat Josh Allen. You finally seem like you have your right coach. Got that sit grill.
Yeah.
You are going to be discussed the way you deserve to be discussed as a true elite quarterback in this league. You lose this game, and it's 3 steps forward, 2 steps back. Josh Allen, this whole postseason run is your fork in the road. The path is clear, but the path is rocky as far as your path, but who's in front of you is clear. You win this game, and the next game, and the next game, you get the monkey off your back. You lose any of them, but particularly this one. And people are like, okay, if this year you can't get over the hump, when are you?
Yes.
The best team, I just think they're the best team. I understand that they lost. They were the first team in NFL history to score a touchdown in overtime and lose the game. And because of that, instead of being the 1 seed with the best record in the conference, they're the 5 seed with a tough path. They're getting Devontae Adams back. I think their quarterbacks had the best year. I think of all the playoff teams, they have the best coach. I think they're the best team. However, it has been a weird year. And similarly to 2005, when the 2-time defending Super Bowl champion Patriots get clipped in round 1 by Jay Cutler, and the path is open and the Seahawks show up in the Super Bowl with Matt Hasselbeck and Sean Alexander. Or 2008, when Tom Brady blows out his knee and we look at the Super Bowl, we're like, wait, the Super Bowl has the 9-7 Arizona Cardinals? It's a weird year. And the Seattle Seahawks with Sam Darnold being maybe start to finish the best team in the league, continuing in the playoffs would be weird, but it's been a weird year. They do have the best resume. They are atop the wild card weekend teams, Coach.
It's a good group of tiers, and as always, I love the write-ups that you have next to it. I hate to do this because I don't want to be a Jacksonville hater. Especially we had that nice visit with Eric Armstead yesterday. Yeah. Very good to see him. But I think he got him too high. I showed you the stats yesterday. We've seen this movie before with the Prince where he got hot after getting a new head coach, won 5 games down the stretch. His numbers were impressive, and then he implodes in the first half of that game, and then the defense for the other team implodes in the second half of the game, and he somehow figures out a way to get out of that. But in terms of the next layer down being untested, yeah, they haven't had the hardest schedules, but they've got a lot of guys there that can help guide this playoff journey. Josh McDaniels alone, he's been the OC in 3 Super Bowls. He's coached in 26 playoff games. And then you got Vrabel, he brought a team to an AFC Championship game. So you've got that experience bringing that team in. And then the flip side of that is Sean Payton, who's won a Super Bowl. He's had 18 playoff games, and then he's gone to 2 other NFC Championship games. So granted, there is an untested element, but I think that experience is going to help him, as opposed to Jacksonville with a new head coach, where all this is so new, and as much as he's trying to guide the ship, and it's an awesome story, there's a learning curve here too.
Oh, I like that take.
I mean, I think Mike Vrabel has one more playoff victory than Trevor Lawrence, just for the record. And it doesn't say wholly impressive, wildly impressive, wholly inexperienced. It says wholly untested. They do it. The coaching staffs do have quite a bit of experience.
Are you counting Vrabel's playing days too?
No,
Yeah,
I'm talking about Vrabel the coach.
I
No, he said Vrabel's been to an AFC Championship.
He has.
And which is
some
correct.
funny math.
It's not funny math. I'm not talking about
No, that
Vrabel
was
the
the right
linebacker.
number.
I'm talking about Vrabel the coach.
No, but a guy, but it's like a player versus a coach, but the coach is also the player.
Okay, no,
to
that's
get benefits.
I'm
Like,
not.
I also play.
I am not saying Trevor is as experienced as Mike Vrabel. I am saying Trevor, the quarterback, has been just about as successful in the playoffs as Vrabel, the coach. That is what I'm saying. And Mike Vrabel, I really like Mike Vrabel on my list. We didn't do it before. My list of excellent head coaches, he's on there. He also, in back-to-back years, has lost home playoff games, lost a home playoff game as the #1 overall seed with a bye. He did win 2 playoff games one year with the Titans.
Can I just mention Liam Cohen went to the playoffs as the assistant wide receiver coach, the assistant QB coach, and one time as the OC.
And you notice I didn't bring Liam Cohen into this fight because I'm not bringing Liam Cohen to a Mike Vrabel fight. I'm bringing the Prince.
Unfortunately, that is part of guiding up.
Right.
You guide the whole team into the playoffs. Not just
they
one guy.
have the experiential edge. I don't think they have the iron sharpens iron, trademark Kevin Wild, edge. The Jags have had a brutal schedule and played great through it. The Broncos and Patriots have had the 2 easiest schedules in football. And I think the Jags' 13 wins, and by the way, the last 8 weeks beating teams by an average of 20 points per game, counts for something. Going to Denver and dog walking counts for something.
Okay. Houston, Nick has a problem.
Also mine, only $10.
On his tiers, all right? The Texans should be up. I'm going to put them with the Patriots and the Broncos, all right? Obviously, they're one of the hottest teams in the NFL. They've won 9 straight games, 10 of their last 11. 4 of those wins against playoff teams. The Niners, who you like a lot. The Jags and the Bills.
The Jags also beat them.
Both of those, but once Houston got rolling, they beat the Jags and the Bills. Both of those teams on your 3rd tier, and then the other team is the Chargers. They obviously, I think they have the best defense in the league. It's ranked #1 total defense, ranked #2 scoring defense. Great pass rush that I think is going to give Aaron Rodgers and whoever they play problems. And then they have a talented young quarterback who hasn't played to his potential the last few years, but we know the talent is there. And Nick tried to poo-poo this graphic yesterday, Coach, but the facts are the facts. C.J. Stroud has been better. I mean, the numbers don't lie, I've heard. You've trademarked that, Wild?
No, I haven't.
Numbers don't lie. And his playoff numbers go up in every category. TD to interception percentage, basically about the same. Interceptions get better. TDs get a little worse. So I think with C.J. Stroud maybe stepping up and that defense, I think they should be higher on your tier.
Yeah, I didn't mean to poo-poo the graphic. I just meant I think C.J. Stroud, I think that overstates how good C.J. Stroud's been in the playoff games, but we don't have to.
He's been better in playoffs than regular season. Even recently, like when he's fallen in the playoffs.
No, that's fair. That might also be a statement on he hasn't been that good in the regular season for 2 straight years.
He hasn't.
Listen.
That's fair, but he's gotten better.
That's fair. And I think the Texans are dangerous. Oddly, after not really believing in Rodgers, dating back to his last year in Green Bay, when I wanted them to sit him for Jordan Love, the last month I'm a bit of a believer in what they're selling in Pittsburgh. And I think that game's a coin flip, so it felt to me like they should be on One team won 10 games, the Texans,
12.
They ended up winning 12. They won the final week of the year. I am on the same tier. Go ahead.
I was flirting with putting the Eagles as number 1.
But then you were like, wait, I don't believe in the Eagles.
Well, here's the thing. Using heavyweight championship rules, the Eagles have the belt.
Yeah.
And someone needs to come take it from them. Coach mentioned that they're going into this playoffs well rested, and it was controversial until you remember last year.
Yep.
Sirianni did the same exact thing. We're going to rest, and Saquon, you're not going to get an all-time record because we want to go into the playoffs rested and healthy. And then next thing you know, boom, they're crushing teams.
Last year there was nothing to gain though. Last year they couldn't be the 1 seed. They sat in week 8. They were locked into the 2 and sat in week 18. This year they could have gotten the 2 and sat in week. So that's the only.
But to his point, he couldn't control that. You were still at the mercy.
Yes.
Of the
Yeah,
Bears.
yeah. They could, if they saw if it was a 1 o'clock, 4 o'clock, whatever.
Yeah.
But
But
I like the fact that they're healthy. Lane Johnson's back at practice. Coach said nobody's on the IR. One person's on the IR?
One.
Yeah.
One person's on the IR. So the team is going in super rested. They are 5-0 off of a bye, if we count this as a bye.
Sure.
They're 5-0 in home playoff games. So I feel very good about the Eagles. I wonder, this might be a little bit radioactive, can we give, I'm not saying we should give Jalen Hurts the full Mahomes treatment yet. But a piece of the Mahomes treatment where it's like, you want to play me in the playoffs? I'm a different player, and I'm very hard to beat. Also, I'm the reigning Super Bowl MVP.
That's
He
fair.
also gets better. I'm not saying it's the full Mahomes sort of like,
Yeah.
impossible to beat, but Jalen Hurts did beat him. But I think there's got to be a point where, like, I don't lose in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And finally, this defense, maybe we have some questions about the Eagles' offense. The defense post-bye has been the best in the league. Beat up on some cupcakes, sure. Also shut down Josh Allen and the Bills. So this was sort of the recipe last year, too. Defense really comes on strong.
So, no,
Jalen Carter's back. Saquon, the offense starts to click a little bit more. Next thing you know,
So show
roll.
that. Listen, I buy all that. I think I reflected the Jalen Hurts thing a bit in Mahomes Mountain, where he jumped up considerably from where he was in the regular season because he's earned that. But so, like, you think they deserve to be ahead of a team, like just picking a random team ahead of them, like the Patriots?
Yeah, I mean, I still have to be a pelts on the wall guy. We're the team of the century, but the guys are reigning Super Bowl MVP.
So I feel like I did give them some reigning Super Bowl champion juice by putting them where they are. The only team above them on the tiers that I think you would argue they had a better regular season than is Buffalo. Like, that's the only one. And we just saw them play, and it was coin flip game. They won it, to be fair.
No, but I wonder, like, the Seahawks, I know I don't want to reopen a can of worms, but we have proof of concept that Sam Darnold will melt down. Stafford and Jalen Hurts played in the playoffs. Jalen outplayed him. We just saw Bills, Eagles now. So I'm not willing to put him.
Darnold's your guy.
You got very mad at us for
plenty-
us not giving Darnold enough credit for not melting down on Saturday night.
But there is, if I said pull tape of Sam Darnold melting down, you'll be like, hold on 1 second. We'll focus up.
Last 2 games last year.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.